I'm here tonight with our Digimon winner. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us about your deck?
Sure. My name is Tyler Hoover, aka T Stunning Spidey or B-Boy Stunner on YouTube and Instagram. So the deck that I won tonight with was Wargreymon X, the red build here in the BT11 meta. So I went undefeated. I went against Minerva Loop player, Justmon, and All Force. So it was a very the first matchup I was saying before. It was a very little more difficult because Minerva is big on recycling pieces from the trash and getting blockers on field. But the thing is, the Mervamon that they bring out makes them all. They all have retaliation, but most of them have blocker. But if you de-digivolve it with, say, this Metal Greymon, they lose that effect. And most times I would just de-digivolve and then end up just going through with full combo. The goal of this deck for Wargreymon is just the babies are here to cycle. Whenever you attack with the Greymon, you trigger draw. You have protection from the new Greymon X, and the new Greymon X gives you a cost reduction. So instead of paying the 3 evolution for a Metal Greymon, you would only pay 2 for its cost. So this 4 would only cost 2. This Metal Greymon has 1 color red, so it costs 2 instead of 3. And then it explodes really quickly. You have a lot of searchers. You have your Agumon X's. You drop your Agumon for 3. If you have a memory setter with your Ties or your Yuya, Evo on top, draw from evolution, and then cycle another 3. Reveal, your Greymon, your Omnimons, and the X antibody option card. Get them to hand. And it just accelerates quickly, especially if you start opening hand with, say, like an Agumon, maybe a memory setter. Getting a cool boy really makes a difference. So let's say you're even at 2 memory, you promote, say, the Greymon, or even, honestly, you just promote the Greymon, evolve into the Greymon X for free. Let's say you have a cool boy, tap it, you gain a memory back. You're at 2 memory, you can evolve into your ultimate now just for 2 costs, still stay on turn, and then attach the X antibody and just blitz right with your Wargreymon X. And he's going to have the DP boost from this, which will gain, extra 3,000 DP, so he's going to be swinging for 15k, sometimes 17k. You have the Agumon underneath, or you have a Yuya that you suspended to boost it up, and then swings, like I mentioned before, you gain back memory, blow up something at the end of attack, and the DP is going to be crazy, so there's really going to be no stopping it, mostly. And then you just basically blitz Omni for game, which you just digivolve in him. Even if you're suspended, he unsuspends and swings directly at your opponent and usually clear through all security. Makes it no problem. And then you have versatile pieces in here that add in as text. So you have the Omnimon X antibody from BT10 and X antibody from BT5. So you have kind of flexibility on what you want to do. This one, if they have 1 security left, you can always blitz Omni. When swinging, activate your X antibody that you equipped underneath. Go into the Omnimon X and trash that less security and just swing for game with him. And also, when digivolving, send everything that's the highest level on the field to the bottom of the deck. Return X antibody and then go through with that play. And then you have this Omnimon X that you can, even though it costs more than this one, it just basically tells your opponent no. If you go into him for 6 memory off of your Wargreymon or even off of an Omnimon, which will cost 3, he just, you're going to have a full stack of, you're going to have Agumon, or technically Coromon, Agumon, maybe Agumon X, Greymon X, Metal Greymon, so you have a full line stack with protection from the Greymon X and even the Metal Greymon Ultras, which gives, if you detach 2 sources of the same level, it stops it from being deleted, returned to the hand, or returned to the deck. So protection here, as long as you have the X antibody underneath, and as long as you have 2 sources of the same level. And him, if they're, they don't have anything to de-digivolve him, let's say if you're playing Black Wargreymon, which didn't come up, but if you can't be de-digivolved, then you're just sitting there. When they try to attack, you can just activate his opponent's turn effect of just detaching 2 sources from your stack to stop them from the attack from going through. So let's say even if you had no security or you had 0 security, you detach 2 from him, just stops the attack innate, which means if you have a full stack, you're stopping maybe 4 attacks. And chances are they're not going to have 4 bodies at that point for them to clear game and then swing back around and you just finish him off with the Omni X because you can delete a Digimon with equal DP as him. And he's going to be sitting, high. So delete that Digimon and get it off the field. If they're a blocker, just delete it and just swing for game or bring out an Agumon from raising or even go through with your line. So it's a very fast, efficient, explosive deck that I feel is underrated in the current meta. But because Black Wargreymon hype is the new stuff that a lot of people are dealing with, but Wargreymon still is a beast.
I'd say it definitely sounds aggressive and pretty much destructive. Now, I do understand you're saying you're having trouble against the Minerva deck. Is that correct?
It gave me a little bit of feedback, only because they recycle bodies quickly. So even if you delete them, they can bring stuff back, and they want to be deleted essentially. So when they get deleted, they bring bodies that have retaliation. meaning they can, if they swing, even if they're weaker than you and you swing into them or they attack you, they can delete you. So fortunately, this deck has the protection from the Greymon X, like mentioned. So if they do sacrifice themselves to get rid of your creature that's larger, you just have to return your X to anybody if you have this Greymon X underneath, or if you have, like I said, the Alterus detached too. So that did come up a couple times, but because of the protection, I was okay. There's one point actually where my opponent slightly he swung 3. He sacrificed 3 of his own things that all have retaliation into 1 stack Wargreymon just to get it off the field. Because because it made me strip that, and then it made me strip 2 sources, it made me strip 2 more sources. Because I think I had like 2 Agumons and then 2 I had 2 Metal Greymons and 2 Greymons. I had to strip the 2 Metal Greymons from his effect, and then had to strip him and the other Metal Greymon to protect the thing. And then eventually I just had no sources left from in protection, so he just got rid of it. But fortunately, I had another stack already on the field waiting, so I just on the crackback just came through and just went through the whole play of Digivolve, Wargreymon X, blow up, and then Omni for game.
Awesome. So what would you say would be your easiest match that you had tonight?
Oh, my buddy Han, his All Force deck. Even though turn 1 he did give it he did go through with the combo of dropping Rena, unsuspend All Force, activate Rena's effect of activating the All Force effect to drop another Tamer, unsuspend. So it was basically chipped for like 4 security in one go because he kept unsuspending his All Force Digimon. And he kept hitting my security, and it was all Agumons. It was all weak little Agumons that he kept swinging into. And I was joking about it, and I was like, man, like, what the hell? And there's one point where I had Wargreymon sitting there. They're suspended, right? And the DP boost has already passed the turn where he got the inherited effects and all that stuff from the boost from this. And after the fact, game 1, I was like, dude, you should have just swung into my Wargreymon and got him off the field. I did have something in raising that I could have pushed out and, evolved. But getting rid of that was the fact he didn't get rid of it, he just wanted to keep going for security, was a problem, because by the time I came back, I evolved him up into Omnimon, into this one actually, and it stopped him from being able to get his multi-checks, because like I said, he just detached 2 and you can just stop the attack from going through. So I was like, all right, detach, come back around, all right, swing, and that is what it was.
Awesome. So that one between you and Han, you said that one was only easy because you just kept swinging at your security at first, and then after that you just locked him out?
Yeah, once his first go-round was decent up, he didn't finish it off the way he should have. And then, just answer the next one. And then game 2, I just board wiped him. Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you have any tips for any new players getting into the game?
Yeah, Digimon's, a ton of fun. Especially if you love Digimon back in the day, even if you want to just try it out. It's, the memory works kind of like Mana and Magic. It has like spells or like enchantments in a sense, kind of like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, which are your option cards. The Digivolution aspect's really fun. And your turn's your turn at the moment. There's some certain things where you can interact on other people's turns, but for the most part, you make the most out of your memory. It's very fun. The game kind of is what you want it to be. It can be, very competitive if you want it to be, depending on what decks you want to play, but there are tons of fun decks you can also test out, much like other card games, but maybe even more so in this one. It all just depends on what you and your opponent want to test out. It's very easy to learn the basics of Digimon compared to other card games. It's very much just, and there's, draw, push out, evolve, push out, swing, at security, or your opponent's suspended Digimon until you clear the security out, and until there's no security, swing at the opponent, with nothing to block or whatever, and you win. It's straight, simple, as easy as that, right? And then you can add in all the little things like here and there. But it's a very fun game. Our community's been building more and more, especially here at Level Up. And I'm happy to take the W today with Wargreymon X.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you again for coming out.
Oh, no problem.
Have a great night.
You too. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.